Namaste, Vanakkam, divine beings. When Gautama Buddha was Siddhartha, he realized human life was suffering. The eventuality of suffering got him to the crossroads of asking, who am I and what is the truth behind all of this? So, as he set his journey to becoming Buddha, the enlightened, he now began to experience human realities from Yogam. Yogam is the attainments of the sacred unions within. Yogam is a colloquial word used in Tamil, my mother tongue, to denote someone who has all the luck in every field. So in this talk, let's go through the 6 dimensions from where we could understand life as euphoria. This topic began with the question, what does it mean to live a good life? And the result is the 6 Siddha teachings to live a good life of euphoria. So the first of everything is, the first of the teachings is, and the teachings we can give ourselves and all around us is, be the core, alight the core, have the core awake within ourselves. So what does it mean to have a core alight within ourselves? Whenever we feel the ups and downs of realities, alongside with the flip of a breath from the left to the right that causes inspiration and depression, and the cyclical nature of a mind itself, we know, especially when we are low, to know where to go, and that's the core. If we know where to go to the core, or where within to go, now we are able to face all the ups and downs of life. In the ups is, from the core, gratefulness, gratitude. When we are low and when we go to the core, it is an intense prayer. It's an intensified energy of resolving the external from internal. It is also the sacred joy that rises in us as the inner fire. So how do we set alight the core? Once a day, break the 24-hour cycle. We are all caught in time, and that's the time cycle. The moment we wake up, or when we wake up, once a day at least, light the lamp. When we light a lamp outside ourselves, we are manifesting our inner lamp. We are beginning our inner journey. And the moment we have begun our inner journey, now No, no matter what, there is the core that we are that is waking up. I had a very interesting wisdom shared to me by a Siddha in Tiruvannamalai. He said, when you go to a temple or when you go to any place of worship, understand that from the place of worship, you are receiving an embryo in you, and that embryo is your core. Interesting. When we pray to the divine, we are birthing that divine within ourselves, the embryo of light within ourselves, and we become that embryo. We become that source, God, Goddess form. So when we have lit our innermost core, we are now on the journey to a higher self. As we proceed to the core, we know our pathway is right. We know our pathway is right when we experience bliss, joy, happiness. What we experience within ourselves is like a wheel that is churning. It's when we have realities that are challenging outside ourselves, how do we deal with it? It is not really as such by thinking of peace alone, of being peaceful alone, because the reality remains the way it is, but by transforming that reality from outside ourselves, from within. And that is the dimension of core, to go within and churn whatever is the problem, churn and negate the negative, negate the trauma that we might have, negate the mind that is cause of poverty, negate the karmic imprints that is holding us back, negate the hard, painful relationships around us, to come to a place where we are the light, we are the source, we are emanating energy, we have the power to transform external realities by being the core, a light being the core. The second is grace of breath. Every breath we expand in consciousness. It is within each of us to want to expand and be expansive, especially when we are happy. We want to be the vastness, and in breath we realize that the power of being able to take the energy from the roots up above the crown chakra is the energy of rejuvenation. Until the age of 28, 29, our energies are moving upwards. Now we are rejuvenating at all times. But the moment we struck that, and then when age begins, our energy starts going downwards. But every breath, when we take it as a yogi, from source to source, all the way from the roots, all the way up above the crown chakra, to source, God, Goddess. Now we are moving the energy upwards. That's one dimension. The second dimension is now we are sitting into the calm, this harmony of ourselves in the core. And from here, every thought is wisdom. Every thought is optimal. When we are able to transform our attitude, ability to think from a place of calm, tranquility, our mind makes good decisions, and those decisions become our realities. Those decisions are our experience as well. And the experience of happiness, euphoria, leads to causing more of states of joy, as more of actual realities of joy and bliss. In other words, we have the ease to manifest what's in our heart, knowing every breath in awareness. The third dimension is power of Bodhidharma. Every one of us, each of us, have a unique purpose that makes our heart sing. When we have woken up to our highest purpose, we know why we are here. And our highest purpose always, eventually is that for all of humanity, for all the living, for all planet Earth, for all. So, when we have realized the highest purpose, we have assumed our role of Dharma. Dharma is that which aligns us to our truest nature and duty and responsibility. Dharma as being a dad, Dharma as being a CEO of a company, Dharma of healing people, Dharma of any and every profession, anything that we do from our heart, when aligned to highest truth, is Dharma. Now we are the form of Bodhidharma. We've come to uplift ourselves, uplift humanity, and in the process, we are multiplying ourselves in consciousness. So how do we know the Dharma that we are? We know this when our heart sings. So, at all times, ask yourself this one question. Are you inspired? If not, what is it that will make you inspired? What is that knowing that will take you there? And that knowing, when we do, we stepped into the supermind state of Turiya, the mind state of a yogi. This supermind state of Turiya, the yogi mind, is one of euphoria. Ananda. Ananda is bliss, being the form of bliss. When we are the form of bliss, we are Lord Siva, God, Goddess. Ananda. Sachidananda, which means form of bliss. So how do we attain being this form of bliss? How do we attain being the blissful light? Know and awaken to our highest purpose. In the knowing, we have the power of inspiration. We are resilient. All our genius shines. The universe is at our command because we are vibrating at that alignment. Now, every moment of ours is euphoria, joy, ecstasy. Now, the I of ego has dissolved itself into the we. The we is the collective consciousness. The we is adorning the million heads or the 10 heads or the many heads that we are, the many beings we are in the singularity of one. The one as many and the many as one. So the impossible is attained. The fourth is experience and create heavens. This heaven is here now. It is ignorance to say after you die there is a heaven there. No. How do you know that? But we know the heavens is here and the hell too is here. It's all in knowing karma and dharma. If you do bad, definitely that karma is going to work with us. You do good, that goodness is going to work with us. So the experience of heavens is now, at this moment. So if we are in this moment of creating the magnificence of each moment as experience, so is the realities. Merging the mind with source, God, goddess, absolute, we experience the divinity of being. With wisdom, we unfold the magnificence of heavens, transforming ourselves and shaping and manifesting realities of heavens. So, the external is multiplying our internal, just the same way as the internal manifests the external. Now that we know the vast vision, when we are living the now, we are not attached to the outcome because we are completing our fullest. We are giving the wholeness to this moment. The after effect of this is amazing. You will sleep well at night knowing you've done your bit. Rested in the now. When we are expansive, we've dissolved the I to the we, and the heart is singing. And while the heart is singing, now we are in the vibrancies of manifesting with ease, and with heavens we manifest. The fifth is being love. Enhance and transform all. As we climb up layers of consciousness, as we lose the I that essentially is, with its addictive nature, with its karmic imprints, we lose it to the grander circle, the grander expansion of consciousness. We are in love with everything. Every moment we are love. From falling in love, we become love. By being love, we are the light. In our human experience, what affects us most is human relationships, the relationships we have with one another, from family, friends, team, the vaster world, the interactions. All of this is vibratory. And in this vibratory field, when we are love, we are detached, unattached. At the same time, we are caring. We feel, we are empathetic. We are kind, compassionate. All of this is being love, unconditional, beyond judgment, being inclusive. See, all of this happens when we recognize the divinity within ourselves, the higher self. So when we know our higher self, when we are now experiencing being our higher self, the spirit having the human experience, there's only one thing that we know. We are love. And that love is light, God, Goddess. In finding this love, now we are complete. There's no more seekings in any which way because we are full and complete. Being complete means awakening our inner sun. When the inner sun is awake, all planets go around us. This means all realities go around us. We do not go behind realities. We simply shine. Being the sun, to radiate is our nature. To be radiant in love, to be radiant in blessings, to be radiant in the light that we share. Now, everywhere around us, there is greater love, understanding, forgiveness, being forgiven, joys of sharing, happiness of being kind, the satisfaction of being compassionate. All the goodness of human is our divine nature. Being causal of heavens, remind ourselves that we are the Bodhidharma, the angelic beings, the divine entities, now experiencing life. The sixth dimension is most valuable because it's from here that all of our life experience can be euphoria, and that is health and vitality. Now, having woken up the core, being in the states of union with God, Goddess, Source, with the I having dissolved to the we, being the light, the states of joy, enjoying and multiplying ourselves in inspiration from the knowing, we are vibrancies, and these vibrancies heal us. So the healing begins from understanding energy. What is the energy we are putting into ourselves in the form of food, in the form of thoughts, in the form of what we are listening to, in the form of what we are watching, in the form of our entertainment, in the form of our education? What is the inputs we are putting into ourselves? What is the thoughts we are entertaining at all times? And also knowing that when we are expanding consciousness each moment, our breath is with awareness and constantly our energies are flowing upwards. When the energy flows upwards, we are healing. So we know now in wisdom what to eat, what to imbibe. We know the inputs. While we know the inputs, we are also working with our energies, and then comes incorporating any and all practices that takes us inward. Yoga, Tai Chi, any practice that takes us inward. Because the moment we started going inward, we have now found the core. The moment we have found the core, all the blessings of consciousness kicks in, starts, and now it's unstoppable. I remember meeting a lady many years ago. She was about 92 years old, and every day she would do 12 rounds of sun salutation no matter what. So my question to her was, what do you think about death? She told me, when I was a kid, I always had so much fear of dying. And that fear led to fear of all my thinking until I started my practice of yoga and started my inner journey of seeing the light within myself. And then I realized that death was my best friend. I realized every night when I sleep, I am dying, and when I wake up, I am thankful for death having delivered me another day, another moment, another vast time to enjoy life. And then I realized death was my highest wisdom that taught me my eternal nature. Where was I before I was born? Where will I be after I am dead? That is who I am, and that who I am is the person experiencing all this. And then she mentioned, when I do my yoga every day, I realize now I am the master of my life and death by being the eternal spirit, having the magnificence of being the yogi. So, divine beings, to go through and to summarize the entirety of our Siddha wisdom, the first would be for us, the first teaching would be for ourselves and for us to share with everyone, especially children, is be the core. Alight the inner lamp. Awaken the inner sun. Know the core as a journey to a higher self, self-development, evolution from animal to human to divine. All that which transforms us and empowerment rests in the core within ourselves. The next, with breath, know there is not only the energies of rejuvenation, states of joy and peace, but also wisdom. At all time, at every breath, when we are mindful, we are now constantly being empowered in our expanding consciousness. And then the third dimension is know ourselves to be in Bodhidharma. We are here for a highest purpose. Awakening to our purpose is the knowing. When we know, We are inspired, we are resilient, we are empowered by being the many as one. Our I having dissolved to we means our individual limited karma has given way to the collective light of all the masters. All the enlightened beings are now with us. All the beings of light, as source, as being God, goddess, is now with us. Now, we are the many as one. We've come to lift ourselves and humanity in the process. Next, experience and create heavens at all times. Every breath of ours, know our now. When we know our now, we are rebirthing ourselves. We possess a mind of a 6-year-old that is simply in a state of awe and joy. Our mind is just simply radiating source, God, goddess. Our consciousness is expanded into the vastness of being the intent of all the enlightened. Now, as we experience the now, the wisdom of ours manifests heavens as experience and as realities. Next, every relationship around us enhances us, and we can enhance it by being love. When we are love in a vibratory field, misunderstanding, hate, all of it dissolves away. When our heart is open, our light dissolves away darkness. Many times, darkness as ignorance, as karmic patterns pop up to us, come to us in different relationships in different ways, and for no reason. When we dissolve karma, by being dharma, we put an end to the cyclical nature of karma. If you notice how things happen in our life, it's a repeat and repeat and repeat, and this repeat is karma. We negate this karma by being dharma. In other words, where there is hate and negativity, our light dissolves it. Our love conquers it. Our deeper understanding gives us divine patience. Watch how a mother takes care of her children. That patience, the mother nature is love. That mother nature of love is the guru. To hold that as our own is the wisdom of knowing our highest self and being the highest self, the spirit having the magnificence of human experience. And the last point, health and vitality. Now when we are with the mind of an eagle, seeing the big picture, knowing we are timeless beings experiencing time enshrined in the body, we know our body temple to be love. We know our body is divine. We also constantly are healing ourselves as we heal all the others by being the vibrancies. We are at all times the multiplication of ourselves as in vitality. The power of vitality is being inspired, and this comes from having a super mind. When we are in the knowing, inspired, with all our genius kicking in, having attained the flow, we are now super dynamic. The many years anything could have taken could be done now, within a moment. All the impossible is conquered in the now. Simply as we adorn our truest self. We adorn a primordial identity of being the liberated, being the yogi, the yogini, to know all the divinity rests in us as the we, the many as one and the one as many. A life of inspiration, each moment of ecstasy. Euphoria is to be inspired, the knowing that inspires us. Wherever we are multiplying ourselves. And when as whole and complete with our inner sun shining, we are the light that simply rises upwards. Each moment the joys of being. Om Namah Shivaya, divine beings. Om Namah Shivaya. All the love, all the light to each of us. Shine in radiance. Every breath is precious. So much of joy. Om Namah Shivaya. Grateful for the moments we shared together. To learn more or to connect with Nandiji, email us awake@nandhi.com, NANDHI.com, or visit our website nandhiji.com, NANDHIJI.com, in grace and blessings as one. Om Namah Shivaya.